Most people never think about their router. You plug it in, it works, and that's it. But recently there's been talk about certain routers being restricted or banned in the US. And it's not because they're slow, it's because of security concerns. So instead of getting lost in the news and what's being said out there, let's break down exactly what this means. And more importantly, what risks they're trying to avoid in the first place and how you can protect yourself. So it's very simple. On March 23rd, 2026, the FCC started tightening rules around what networking devices can be approved. This includes routers and modems and other similar equipment like switches, and the main concern is where the devices come from and whether they could pose a security risk. So this doesn't mean that your router is unsafe. There's nothing wrong with the one you've currently got right now, and it doesn't mean you need to panic, but it's more about preventing future problems than reacting to something that's happening right now. So let's break it down basics, right? Basically, the technology that's being put into routers from certain countries may potentially cause a risk of certain breaches in security in America. Now, obviously, America are putting this place at the moment. At some point, other countries may follow suit and do the same thing. We don't really know. But the idea is that your router could have things installed into it that may allow other countries that, for nefarious reasons, may want to monitor your traffic or use some kind of a backdoor into your system and then sidestep into essentially your network service provider, and it could then cause them to be able to breach other systems from that. When you buy a router, you're trusting the company that made it, you're trusting the hardware, the software, and the updates it receives. And you don't see anything inside it, it just happens. And you trust that. And the concern is that what if something is built into a device that shouldn't be there and you just trust it and allow it to do whatever it needs to do? Now, this does not apply to routers that have already been released, and models of routers that are from other countries, international countries, where the router doesn't have any hardware changes will still be sold. So current routers on the market now, it shouldn't affect at all. You'll be able to go out and buy one in 6 months to a year's time, but it's when they update them. The issue is that with internet standards changing all the time, when we move to a new standard of internet, routers will need to be updated, and those ones from foreign countries won't be allowed in the US. And like I said, this could potentially cause issues with other countries if other countries also follow suit for security reasons. So let's get into the actual risks, right? I'm going to read this out so I'm completely accurate so I don't get things mixed up. So, in plain English, you have a backdoor. A backdoor is basically a hidden way into a system, not something that you set up, and it's something that's kind of already there. So for example, someone may build a PC, they may install a backdoor into that PC, then they sell it to you, you then have a backdoor in your PC that someone externally can connect to without you even knowing about it. This existing in your router would essentially mean that your entire network can be breached and accessed for any device that attaches or connects to your network in any way, shape or form, which then obviously causes issues with your network, all of your devices, all of anyone else's devices that connect to your network, as well as your internet service provider, because those systems do inherently then go back to your service provider and they have a direct connection to your network. This allows people to then sidestep and get access to that network, and then your ISP becomes breached, and then that can lead to other breaches, and if that in any way is connected to a government, they could get into their servers as well. You then have surveillance. Surveillance is like, for example, a router sees everything that's going in and out of your network, and if they've installed some kind of a backdoor or some kind of surveillance software onto it, websites, devices, traffic, anything you go onto, that data can be collected and monitored, and that's a massive problem, because that means that anything you do, obviously, is a breach of your own security. Obviously, we'll go on to ways to fix these issues in a minute, so don't worry about that. We also have botnets. You may have heard of them before. You may have heard of things like DDoS attacks and things like that. Basically, it sounds complicated, but it's not. It's a device that gets controlled remotely by an external, person, basically. So someone may have botnets installed onto a device, like your router. And if they sell thousands of routers, then they have thousands of computers and networks that they can use in order to do something like a DDoS attack, where all of them devices can be synchronized to access a website at the same time to make it crash. You have infrastructure attacks, which are more serious and at large scale. Routers aren't just in homes, they're used in businesses, networks and infrastructure, and if those get compromised, then it obviously affects a lot more than just one person. For example, your ISP, if that gets hacked and taken down, everyone on that service provider loses their internet. So again, this doesn't mean that your router is doing it right now. It doesn't mean that you've got any kind of security risk in place right now, but these are risks that the government is trying to avoid. Really quickly, there have been real world campaigns targeting networks like this, so this isn't just something that's being talked about, it's something that has happened before. Salt Typhoon, Volt Typhoon and Flax Typhoon are all different names given to things that essentially have allowed people or countries to attack other countries' networks or economy, essentially by staying hidden and attacking it through hardware. In those situations, they weren't trying to hack one person, they were trying to stay hidden, access networks and maintain long-term control. So think of it like this: they don't break the door down, they just find a way to quietly hold the key to your door and then let themselves in whenever they need to. That becomes an issue, obviously. So let's bring this back to you. Do you need to replace your router? No. Is your current router suddenly unsafe? No. But it does highlight something important, and most people don't even think about the security. Think about when was the last time you thought about updating your router's firmware, for example. Something that people don't generally do. They update their PCs, they update their devices, they don't think about their router. It just kind of sits there and does nothing. My router's right here now. It's always been at the back of my PC, always next to me, always in mind. It's not out of sight, out of mind like a lot of people will have it, and it makes me remember to keep things updated. So most people don't think about security of their network, they think about security of their devices, and that's where the risk is, and that's where I'm going to give you some advice to help you now to fix your network and make sure that you don't leave yourself vulnerable to external sources that may want to get access to your systems or your network or do anything nefarious, right? So I'm not going to go into any advanced things like static dynamic IPs or anything like that. I'm going to go through the basics that you can do to secure your network and make sure you're protected. So first, check for firmware updates. Go into your browser on a PC and type in 192.168.0.1 and that will take you to your network router settings. Make sure that you log in with your username and password. If it is admin and password or admin and admin, please change that. Don't leave it as it is. It makes it so much easier for people to breach your Wi-Fi. You don't want anyone to get access to your router settings. That would be very bad for you and your network. So change admin and password to a username and a password. Do not keep it digitally saved. Make sure it's written down separately or somewhere where someone online is not going to be able to get to it. Make sure you update your firmware so you have the most recent updates for your firmware for your hardware. It's the same as a PC. Security updates are there to protect you against new threats that have been discovered. They will fix them and patch them. Routers do the same thing. It's exactly the same. They will update the firmware in order to fix issues. Then after you've done that, don't install random firmware. If you don't understand the risks of things like that, don't install things like that. Make sure that you're very careful with things you download or install on your system. Make sure they're always from trusted sources. I know it sounds silly to say this, but there are people out there that will use piracy websites and places like that where there could be malware or nefarious things within those folders you're installing or downloading. If you download something with an installer, it can install anything without your permission as long as you've pressed OK, because it doesn't need to ask you, because it's not made from a business that has to ask you, are you okay with us doing something? So be careful where you download things. Make sure you always download from trusted sources. Make sure you always buy from known brands as well. There are a lot of big known brands out there. Be very careful with where you buy things, devices on your system. If you want to go and buy from, for example, Temu or other places where they source their products from China, just be very wary that those things may get banned in the future. and that some of those things may potentially have stuff in, not from Temu themselves. I'm not saying they're trying to hack people or anything like that, don't worry about that, but they do sell from other sellers. It's not all directly from them. The same with like eBay. You can buy from eBay, you can buy from Amazon. You're not buying from Amazon themselves or eBay themselves. You're buying from third-party sellers. They could do anything they want. You hear about things with these dodgy Fire Sticks where you can get access to movies and things like that all over the place. That could have something in it that could potentially breach your network and allow them to get into your network and do whatever they want. Also, another thing you can do is you can use a proxy. Obviously, proxies can kind of help you to block things up. You can set these up yourself. I'm not going to go into how to do this, but you can set up a proxy which kind of has an in-between that can kind of protect you when you're online. Or the easier solution to that, rather than having to set up a proxy, would be a VPN. And I'm not talking VPN so you can watch movies from another country or things like that. I'm talking about a VPN that you have on your computer or you have on your network, because you can install these things onto your network as well, and it will essentially cause any device that connects to your network to tunnel out using a VPN, therefore hiding your location, hiding your data, hiding your personal information. And just so happens I do have a sponsor. I do have PrivadoVPN. There's a link in the description, and you can go over there. They got a very, very cheap VPN, but they do have a free option as well. Their cheaper version of the VPN does have a whole security suite behind it, and you have the ability to install that VPN onto your network. If you do that, you protect everything that connects to your network no matter what. You don't have to rely on someone pressing a button to switch on the VPN. You can use that with PrivadoVPN, but you don't have to do that. You can have it on your network so that everyone is protected as standard. This means that your kids are all protected before even thinking about what they're going to do online. They turn on the PC, they don't turn on the VPN, they go online and do stuff. You having it on the network means they're already protected, and you don't have to worry about them switching it on or remembering to switch it on. So check out my affiliate link in the description. Go grab yourself PrivadoVPN. It's actually a really good fast VPN that I use all the time, and that will help protect you from other people getting into your network as well, because it hides all of your information, your IP address and everything. And you can watch stuff from other countries and all that sort of stuff as well, but that's not the point of it. So back to the whole decision to ban certain newer routers that are coming out. Okay, so the decision itself isn't perfect. It can limit your choices, increase prices, and raise political questions, but it's something you have to look at from a security point of view. It's about reducing risk before it becomes a bigger problem. So the main takeaway is that it isn't about routers being dangerous. It's about understanding that your network matters more than you think it does. And if you want to actually understand this kind of stuff properly, how hacking works, how networks work, I'm going to do more videos on this, then make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you also go and check out greenlichen.com/start-here, because that's my website where I've listed a lot of things to get you started in cybersecurity. If you have an interest in that, it also has all of the videos that you should essentially watch first on there, on the Start Here section, which will help you get started. And everything's laid out step by step. I will be doing more videos about network stuff and network protection, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe for that as well, because I am going to cover other ways that you can protect your network and other ways that you can do things to kind of make sure you're more secure and safer, and you protect your devices as well, because it's something that's very important from a cybersecurity and hacking perspective. You don't want to give out your information freely to people that can then use that against you. Basically, you want to make people have to break into your system and not just hand them the keys.